at this point, guys, like what, like, am I dreaming or came? I don't know if it was my hair, my braids, or I have no idea. Hi guys, it's your girl Vonnie, and today I am sitting and talking to you. This is basically my first YouTube video in Canada and I'm loving it. I am so excited and I cannot wait to talk to you guys more and have little conversations with you guys. Today I am going to talk about what happened in Paris. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. Yes, I initially didn't want to really go into details, but I was like, well, I mean, it happened, right? Like, I am a very forgiving person, and it got to a time I was like, okay, you know, let me just forget about it. But no, I want to talk about it because it's something that happened to me and I wasn't happy about it. I want to let people know. I mean, when I experienced what I experienced, I didn't know. I thought, I was like, okay, am I overthinking it? Am I exaggerating, or am I like making a big fuss out of this? But I realized that no, it's something I went through, so it is very okay to talk about it. So let me get right into it. Well, so if you haven't watched the previous video, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. So please go and watch the previous video about my journey or my 10-hour layover in Paris, so you know what I'm talking about. So I had a 10-hour transit, or let me say layover in Paris, and it was really long. I wasn't allowed to go outside. I was like just staying in the airport for a very long time. As I told you guys in the previous video, I met this man from Ivory Coast who helped me because he was from Ivory Coast and he could speak French and English at the same time. So he was like an angel. I mean, like, he just came to tap me and asked me where am I going, and he showed me his boarding pass, and I was like, oh my goodness, I am also going to Toronto. And we were both staying in the airport for 10 hours. So I was like, thank goodness, because how am I going to communicate with these people in French when I have no idea how to speak French? I told my friends and they were like, yeah, when they told you to learn French in JHS, you would think it was a joke. Now see you. Yes, but I was in that situation and I felt like God sent an angel to me who helped me so much. So he realized, as time went on, he realized the gate had changed. So he decided to go about to ask around what the new gate was. At this time, it was about 2 p.m. thereabout, and he was like, oh, I'll be back. He gave me his charger because I didn't have that charger, the charger they used to there. So he gave it to me. So I was like, okay, even if this man is definitely going to come back because I have his charger, he's not going to leave me with his charger. So he went. I waited and waited and waited. This man didn't come. So I decided to go look for him myself. I ended up getting lost, as you can see in the previous video. Yeah, so I was lost and I was like hearing some Afrobeat and I was being happy getting lost because I thought I had a lot of time. And so it was getting closer and I was like, no, this is getting really serious because this man is not coming and I really need to get to the right gate. I looked on those televisions at the top there and I realized I wasn't seeing my gate. I started asking around and I was intentionally looking for black people to ask because at least black people are very welcoming and hospitable. Paris is very white dominated. I barely saw black people, so I ended up asking some white people, and when I asked them, they are like, watch the screen, blah 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 blah. So I was like, oh my god, these people are not going to help me at all, because like I'm used to being in Ghana. You know, in Ghana, people anytime you are lost and you ask someone, are like willing to help. So I kind of thought that was what was going to happen, but they see me and they are like, watch the screen, can't you watch the screen, and your gate will be there, watch the screen. I'm like, oh my god, my thing is not there. They're like, no, it has to be there, da, da, da. I asked about 4 to 5 people and they kept telling me the same thing. They weren't willing to help or anything. So I sat down. That was when I made the video talking to you guys about like the whole thing, and I randomly met this black woman. I think it was her shift or something, so she went to replace another white woman at the counter somewhere. So I ran and went to her. Immediately I went to her. I was like, oh my god, it's almost time to like board, and I cannot find my gate, so she should please help me. She checked the screen and she realized that my gate wasn't there. She was like, it has been changed, so you should get to the right gate as soon as possible. I was like, I cannot find it, I don't even know where it is. So she was like, okay, then let me just go online. This website is very trustworthy and she's going to get the gate for me. So she took her phone and searched for it, and she told me it was at 4L, but it's a very far place and I have to take a train to get there. I'm like, it's about 2 hours to my boarding time, and I boarding a train to where I have no idea where to board this train. And she was like, go far. So she even told me to take a picture of the location, so that in case I forget the name of the gate, I look at my phone and remember. She was so sweet. I was so happy. I thanked her so much, and I ran. I was still having my carry-on bag. I don't know if I can show it to you, but I'll show it to you probably later. I had to run and find. Right now I wasn't asking people for where my gate was, I was asking people for where to find the train station or wherever they bought their trains. So I was like, please, I want to get to 4L, where can I board the train? And they're like, go here. So there was this man who told me where to pass to get to where to board the train. I went and I saw 2 doors, and most of the doors, when you pass through them, it leads you to the same place, and I thought that was what the door was trying to do. So I went through one door, and it led me to like this very big place. It's so hard to explain, but like there were rooms there. I went to one of the rooms. There was a lady sitting there. I asked her, where can I board the train? She told me she cannot speak English. So I was like, train. I kept doing this. I was like, train. I was doing everything I could do to let the person know that I wanted a train, but she still didn't get me. I don't know, but she just told me, I don't. She was speaking French and she was telling me she does not understand what I'm saying. I was like, okay, fine. And I went back up with my carry-on bag, right? Like, imagine I climbed a very long staircase with my carry-on bag. I kept going up. I went back. They told me that no, it's here, I should go back. So I came back down. I told the woman that no, I want to go to they keep telling me it's here, so like I want to come to the train, whatever. And she was like, no, I do not understand. She doesn't understand anything. So I went back to find the black woman, and I told her I cannot find where the places. She was like, no, it's the same place, so you should go. So I went, and I still used the same door, and I went back down, and I went to the woman and I told her that, please, I had no pen, so I was like, oh my god, I want to tell you that I'm going to it's almost time. At this point, right, I had tears in my eyes, and I was telling her that, please, train long like this, go. Like, no, she doesn't get it, but I think it was I think she was being genuine about she not knowing where it is, because later she called some people in her room and told them to come and listen to me, because I've been here about 3 or 4 times looking for something. So they were some Chinese girls, right? I saw them through the window coming, all of them, 3 or 4 of them coming, and I was outside. They wanted to see what was going on, so immediately they came and got to the door. They all dispersed. Oh, hell no! And I was like, oh my god, what just happened? Like, because I saw them coming to me, but immediately they came. I don't know if it was my hair, my braids, or I have no idea what it was. Immediately they got to me, they all dispersed. Like, they jerked back and they all started running away. And I was looking at them and I was like, what is happening? Like, what like, am I dreaming? Or because it's almost time, I mean, like, what is happening? I need help here. Like, this is no time for just help me and let me get out of this place if you want to, like, really get rid of me. So they went back, and I was like, I need help. So I think there was this woman inside who heard like they talking, we were speaking their Chinese language, and I think the woman heard and came out, and she was like, what is going on? She was speaking French, but I knew she was trying to say that what is going on. She saw me, and I don't know what they told her, and she told me,
go, 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 leave, leave, leave.
at this point, I already had tears in my eyes, you guys. And it was almost time. So I was like, no, I want my gate. She was like, no, 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 leave, 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 leave. guys. So I left. I turned my back and I was leaving, and like tears started dropping, and I cleaned it fast because I mean there's no time to do that. So like I started praying, and I said a little prayer in my head, and I went back up. At this time my carry-on bag was broken. My carry-on bag, the handle was broken. I'll probably take a picture of it and show it to you. It's still broken. So like the handle, because I kept going up and down with it, and it got broken, so it was hard even holding it and like going back up. I held it, went back up there. So I was just standing there confused and still couldn't ask anyone, because I realized they were going to tell me the same old thing. So I stood there and I saw a man going through the next door. Before, I thought these doors go to the same place, so I kept going through the first door, but I realized that this man went through the next door, and I was like, okay, well, let me just use the next door and see. Probably, I don't know. I went and used the next door, and I realized it was leading to another place, and I was like, oh my god, I had to go through all these. I feel like I would leave it for the last part. At this point I didn't have time to like think about anything. I just rushed, and when I saw this man here, I told him I was going to the train and it's almost time for me to board the bus. So he was like, okay, let me see your boarding pass, let me see your passport and all of that. I showed it to him. He was like, go stand there, you get the train. And I started the train and I went. When I went, I had to rush and all of that, and I had to go through the whole process of they checking my bag and all of that. I mean, yeah, I kept telling them that it's almost time for me to board the bus, so like they should hurry up a bit. So they were like, oh, no problem, don't worry about it, relax. Like they saw I was really tense. There was this lady who came up to me. She was like, relax, you, like, there is time, you would definitely get on your plane. I saw the queue, so they were entering the plane. I looked through and I saw this man. And when I saw him, he was like, oh my god, come, where have you been? Do you know what happened? I was trying to get to you. I realized the gate had been changed and I was trying to get to you. I was trying to come back. When I went, I think I went outside, and when I was trying to come back, they told me that I cannot return. So I was trying to get to you and I didn't even know, like, I have no idea. I don't have your number. I don't have anything. That was the mistake I made. I didn't have his number. I could have just called him. But yeah, he was like, oh my god, so sorry, like, so what did you do? I was just hoping and praying you would find a way here. And I was like, it was a long story, my guy, but thank god I'm here. It was like, stand in front of me. So what happened? Like, it was like, oh, I got a little lost, but eventually I found. I didn't tell him anything. I just told him I was just trying. At this point I was so emotional, and I wanted a place to cry so bad, so I didn't have like I just didn't want to talk. Like, I just needed to get on the plane and get to Canada. I was like, oh, it's fine, don't worry, Then we got on the plane. Yeah, so this is what happened. And on the plane, oh my god, I was so sad throughout the 8-hour journey. The whole journey was really long. So from Ghana to Paris was 6 hours, and I spent 10 hours in Paris. Then from Paris to Toronto was another 8 hours. So it was a very long journey. So I was too tired, too angry, too emotional, and a little too excited to like do anything. I was tired basically, because I didn't even sleep throughout the whole journey. I didn't sleep. So I was on the plane just there, needed to distract myself, so I just listened to some music and I just needed to get to Canada, and that was it. That was like the only thing I needed to do, and later I would probably feel all the emotions later because I didn't have that time. So yeah, that's what happened to me. So one of the main reasons why I decided to do this video is, one, to tell you what happened, and also two, to let you know what the reality is. It is very cool and very like exciting when you want to go to another country and all of that, but you'd have to understand that it is not your home, and it's never going to feel like home. It is going to feel like home to some extent, but you are not going to fully feel like you're home. It is going to feel different, especially for the first few months. What happened to me, you know, when it happened to me, right, I in the plane, I kept thinking, I was like, okay, am I overthinking it? Am I like, what made them? I started having a lot of questions in the plane. Like, that was what I was thinking about throughout. I needed to distract myself, that's why I was listening to music a lot, but I kept having questions running through my head. I was like, what is in my hair? So I don't know if you guys realized, but when I got into the line, you saw I had tied my hair, right? Because I thought maybe my hair was intimidating them, or I don't know, I feel like my hair was scaring them, my braids, right? I thought it was scaring them. So I don't know, I kept overthinking the whole thing. I mean, I wasn't overthinking, and my feelings were very valid. I had every right to feel like that, but I kept questioning myself. I'm like, okay, wait, is it that I don't know, I kept having so many questions. I'm like, wait, is it that I'm not like they are scared of me? Is it that they think I'm a threat, or is it that they do not just like me as a person, or is it because of my skin color, or is it because I don't know. I had no idea, because I was trying to find excuses for them, guys. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be there at that time, you know. And the reason why I felt like that was because I am not used to being different. Like in Ghana, you're used to, like, Ghana is home, Ghana is always gonna be home, but like and also, like, I haven't studied racism in Ghana, because in Ghana we have no reason to study racism, because yeah, we are all blacks. And the only place I got to know about racism was in movies, especially Blackish. For me, I learned a lot in Blackish. As much as it's funny, I got to learn a lot about racism from that movie, or from that series. So I mean, I had an idea of what racism is. I saw people talk about it on social media with the Black Lives Matter and all of that, but I don't know, I hadn't experienced this, so I didn't like care that much, to be very honest. I didn't really care that much until I went to Paris and I had to experience that. So that was when it was actually becoming real, and I was playing back all the things I had seen on social media and on TV and all of that. I'm like, oh my god, I now understand them. I now understand how people are going on the streets crying and being very violent and very angry because of what they go through. And it is so understandable. What is now making sense to me, because I am actually now experiencing it. It's oh my god, when I got to Canada, my confidence was shattered a bit. So I was a bit reserved. I've been here for a few weeks, and it's been really hard making friends, because I don't know, my self-worth and everything was questioned when I was in the airport. Like, Canada is a very nice place, these people are really nice, and I have experienced some form of racism. As much as Canadians are really nice, there are some bad nuts, of course, and you'd definitely experience this form of you feel kind of different when you go somewhere, but it is not as intense as what happened to me in Paris. So I mean, I've gotten cases where, like, so I'm in an apartment building, right? You get into the elevator and someone comes out, a white woman comes out of the elevator because she doesn't want to be in the same space with you. I mean, you stay in the bus. Most of the time when I stay in the bus, people don't want to stay by me. And sometimes I try to find excuses for them. I'm there like, oh, I'm like, maybe they just want to stay by their friends, or maybe, and it's very understandable when like you are with your friends, so it's normal. But some people are alone and they pass by you and they go sit at the back, or sometimes when the car is even full, they'll prefer to stand rather than sit by you. I'm like, oh my god, I even need the space. Let me just put my bag somewhere, and like, you know, it's normal. And expect it when you're going to another country. Expect that people are going to treat you differently because you're not from there. One of my friends keeps saying that unim say what he doesn't really care about racism and all of that, because he puts it at the back of his mind that it is normal and you're never going to feel at home, and that if I didn't want to experience it, I should have just stayed in my house. Yeah, that is how people see it. But there is no excuse for treating people differently. There is no excuse. But as time, it's been 2 months and I am getting used to things, I'm getting adjusted, and it is normal. Like most of the research I'm doing, most of the classes I'm taking are based on racism, and I have come to really understand what racism is, systemic racism and all of that. So I do not blame certain people when they behave in a certain way. I mean, I do not blame them because of the systemic racism here, but also there is no excuse. I mean, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Some people are like born into advantageous situations and they cannot do anything about it, but that doesn't give them the excuse to treat people in a different way. But then I still do not blame them, because that is what they were born into and they are used to that. So as you're coming here, or as you have plans of coming to Canada or any other country, you should expect some of these things. And it is very normal to feel certain things, and to feel lonely sometimes, to feel like you don't belong sometimes. It's very understandable, because when I was going through all these phases, I was like, okay, well, Yvonne, you are like overthinking this, you are like exaggerating. But I mean, I later on understood that it is normal to feel like that. A lot of people, when they go to different countries, they feel very alienated, and they are like excluded in certain things. They are alone most of the time, and it is totally normal to feel like, to have your self-worth questioned. So it boils down to you to always motivate yourself. I have these cards on my wall that has these motivational words that motivate me every single time I wake up. I read them, and I get more confident, and I understand that, oh my god, I am amazing. I mean, I don't need these white people to validate my self-worth. I don't need these white people to like make me feel that, oh, I belong or I do not belong. I need to know this myself. The color of your skin actually makes you different. I mean, before I came here, I was like, okay, oh my god, I'm going to take off my braids very soon. It makes me feel so black and but when I came here and I saw that, oh my god, I want to braid. I do not want to. I want to be different. Like, I want people to keep staring at me. I mean, I don't care how the staring is. Another way you can overcome all these negative emotions is to look at it in a positive light. When I sit on the bus and no one comes to sit by me, I'm like, oh my god, okay, I can put my bag there, I can put my laptop there, I have more space and I want to enjoy the space. Then, you know, that way you forget about all these things. Another way you can, like, let's say in the elevator, for instance, when nobody will, I mean, I always want to be in the elevator alone. So you moving out, oh my god, I'm so happy. So yes, and if, I don't know, if you go somewhere and people keep staring at you, like, I'm pretty, that is what they're staring at me. I'm not going to look at it in a negative way, making it look like, oh my god, I feel different, I am scared, I am intimidated, I am over. No, you have to be confident, guys. You have to be like, yeah, I'm pretty, that's why they're staring at me. Yeah, you have to like always motivate yourself, otherwise you're gonna feel so down, you're gonna be depressed, you're gonna have anxiety attacks, you're gonna feel emotionally damaged, and that is not what you want for yourself. So please, if you have any plans on coming here, get this at the back of your mind. And I mean, at the end of the day, you get used to things and you get better each and every single day, as I am now. If someone told me I would be a little more confident now, I would have told them no, because it got to a time I was really emotional. I felt like I was getting depressed or something, because I felt like I didn't belong. I get to my class and they're all white and I'm the only black person, and they're all talking, chit-chatting, and you know, giggling and all of that, and you are just there. I'm just depressed on my phone. During the orientation, when I went to class, I was quite early, so people kept coming and I'm like, okay, white person, another white person, another white person. And the lecturer said, oh, okay, we are set. I look around and there is no black person, and I am the only black person, and the other people are like talking, having fun, giggling and all of that, and I am on my phone texting my mom, telling her that I want to go home. Like I am so intimidated. They're all white and I am scared and I want to cry and all of that. Yes, that was what I felt. Because imagine, like, and they are so confident and they're all talking, chatting and all of that, and I'm just there texting my mom, I want to go home. I want to go home. Yes, but they kept motivating me and telling me that no, you have to let them know who you are. You have to know, do not let them intimidate you. Try to mingle with them and make sure you gain more confident. I spoke to a few more people and I became a little more confident. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy now and I've made a few more friends. I am excited, and yes. So thank you guys for watching. If you're planning on coming to Canada or moving to any other country, these are tips I can give to you, and I hope the experience I shared with you is going to help you or motivate you or make you not feel alone if you're feeling any type of way. So yeah, if you liked this video, like, comment and hit the notification button to get notified anytime I post a video. Thank you guys, and I love you so much.